The rapture, we are told, is silent, a secret snatching, a quiet disappearance in the night, no warning, no sound. It is one of the most popular ideas in modern prophecy teaching. There is just one problem. When Jesus describes his own coming in Matthew 24, he describes the loudest, most visible event in the history of the world. No whisper, no secret code, no quiet vanishing. So which is it? For the next few minutes we are going to let the text speak, in its own Greek words, and count 5 of them that make a silent rapture impossible. The whole study is open in Scribe as we go. Here is the passage everything turns on. Listen for the noise in it. At that time the sign of the Son of Man will appear in heaven, and all the tribes of the earth will mourn. They will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Matthew 24:30. And he will send out his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather his elect from the 4 winds, from one end of the heavens to the other. Matthew 24:31. 3 verses, 5 words that quietly destroy the idea of a silent event. Appear, mourn, see, a loud trumpet, gather. Every one of them is a word of sight, of sound, or of cosmic upheaval. Let us take them one at a time. The first word is the verb translated will appear, in Greek, phainō, and it is the opposite of anything hidden. The lexicon defines it this way: to shine, emit light, or become visible, to make something known and apparent. This is a word for light breaking into darkness. Now look at the timing. Immediately after the tribulation, the sun goes dark, the moon fails, the stars fall, the powers of heaven are shaken, everything goes black. And then, against that darkened sky, the sign of the Son of Man blazes forth. John saw it from the island of Patmos, and he wrote it plainly. Behold, he is coming with the clouds, and every eye will see him. Revelation 1:7. Every eye. That word is universal. There is no version of this event that is hidden, secret, or invisible. When he appears, watch the reaction. All the tribes of the earth mourn. The Greek verb is koptō, and it is violent. The lexicon tells us the word describes how biblical grief wasn't silent emotion, but loud, embodied sorrow. The root means to beat, as in beating your chest in grief. This is not a polite sadness. This is the ancient world's word for wailing. And Jesus is quoting a specific prophecy. Zechariah saw it centuries earlier. They will look on me, the one they have pierced. Zechariah 12:10. It is the morning of recognition. They see him. They know exactly who he is, and the weight of it breaks them. Here is the quiet problem for a silent rapture. You cannot beat your chest and wail over a departure you never noticed. The mourning itself proves the coming was seen. The third word is simply sight. 3 times in this short passage, the text hammers that he is seen. Matthew says they will see the Son of Man coming. Luke's parallel agrees. At that time they will see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. Luke 7:27. Mark says the same. At that time they will see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory. Mark 13:26. All 3 Gospels, one verdict. It is visible. And remember how he left. At the ascension, a cloud took him up, and 2 angels made a promise that this same Jesus will come back in the same way you have seen him go into heaven. Acts 1:9. He left visibly, on a cloud. He returns the same way, not a different way, the same way. There is no silence here. Now the loudest word in the passage, and the one that ends the argument. Verse 31 says, "He sends his angels with a loud trumpet call." The Greek is Salpigx Megales, a great trumpet blast. A Salpigx was a war trumpet, the instrument of military command and divine announcement. The lexicon says that symbolically it represents divine announcements, judgment, and the final return of Christ. This is not a dog whistle only certain people can hear. It is the blast that shook Mount Sinai and collapsed the walls of Jericho, and Paul echoes it exactly. "For the Lord himself will descend from heaven with a loud command, with the voice of an archangel, and with the trumpet of God, and the dead in Christ will be the first to rise." 1 Thessalonians 4:16. The old Jameson, Fawcett and Brown commentary hears a battle cry in it. Jesus is represented as a victorious king, giving the word of command to the hosts of heaven. And this trumpet runs from the prophets to the apostles. Isaiah promised a day when a great ram's horn would sound, and Paul told Corinth we would all be changed in an instant, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet. 1 Corinthians 51. 3 separate passages, one instrument, a trumpet, a loud one, the last one. The fifth word is gather. In Greek, Episynaxousin. It means to collect and bring to one place, a decisive directional assembling. And notice who does it? Angels. The word for sending them out is apostello, the same root as the word apostle. These angels are not wandering, they are sent with authority and a commission. One chapter later, Jesus paints the scene. When the Son of Man comes in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, he will sit on his glorious throne. Matthew 25:31. Every nation gathered, every person, and the reach is total. Matthew says from the four winds, from one end of the heavens to the other. Mark says it even wider. His angels gather the elect from the four winds, from the ends of the earth to the ends of heaven. Mark 13:27. Isaiah saw the same worldwide harvest, the scattered gathered from the four corners of the earth. And in his second letter, Paul ties the coming of the Lord and our being gathered together to him into a single knot, not two events, not a hidden phase and a visible phase. One coming, one gathering, one trumpet. So who exactly gets gathered? The word is Eklektos, the elect. It means picked out, select, chosen of God, not chosen for our merit. As the lexicon puts it, being chosen emphasizes not our merit but God's sovereign will and purpose. Across the New Testament, this word means God's redeemed people, believers, those who belong to Christ, which means the gathering of the elect in Matthew 24 is simply the gathering of God's people at the return of Christ. And it is the very thing Paul comforts the Thessalonians with. The dead in Christ rise first, and then we who are alive and remain are caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. Thessalonians 4:16. The catching up of 1 Thessalonians and the gathering of the elect in Matthew are the same moment, seen from two angles, and both of them are loud, visible, and cosmic. Now the honest objection, and it deserves an honest answer. Someone will say, but isn't 1 Thessalonians 4 a different event, a secret rapture before the tribulation, while Matthew 24 is the second coming after it? Let the same author answer. In his very next letter, Paul takes the coming and our being gathered to him and tells the Thessalonians exactly when it happens. It will not come, he says, until the rebellion occurs and the man of sin, the son of destruction, is revealed. 2 Thessalonians 2:1. Read that slowly. The gathering to Christ does not happen until after the rebellion and after the unveiling of the man of sin. Paul is directly correcting the idea of a pre-tribulation removal in his own words. And it lines up perfectly with Matthew 24. Immediately after the tribulation, then the sign, then the trumpet, then the gathering. Every word pushes the same direction. The text simply will not allow a silent, secret escape. So, is the rapture silent? 5 words from Matthew 24 have answered it completely. He blazes into visibility. Every tribe on earth wails. Every eye sees him. A great trumpet shakes the heavens. And angels, commissioned like apostles, gather his chosen from the 4 corners of the earth. 3 prophets foresaw it. 3 apostles confirmed it. All four Gospels record it. It is not silent. It is not secret. It is not hidden. It is loud, visible, glorious, and unmistakable. That is the return of the King. Study every word for yourself in Scribe. Free to try for 30 days, scribe-bible.app.